Welcome. It's really fun to just kind of poke him because he gets mad real quick. But he said, how do you know? How do you know they came from Prince William County? And the superintendent said, well, sir, we have their transcripts. So the end result of this policy has been a positive one. The study also found that some who had anticipated some negative consequences, those problems did not come to fruition. They did not happen. We did not see a permanent decline among Latinos in our police department. It did dip early on, but has come right back up to where it was. The quality of life, we ask UVA this question every year, and we have for 20 years with people to rank their quality of life. It's now at an all-time high in Prince William County, and confidence in local government has never been higher as well. They're at an all-time high. But people knew that this was a good thing, and they were happy that we adopted it. Now, there is a problem. August 1st, 2010, this past August, at 8 o'clock Sunday morning, a drunk illegal alien runs off the road, or to the other side of the road, and runs into a car with 3 nuns in it, killing 1. The other 2 are still in rehabilitation. Now here's the shocking thing about this. Carlos Montano was, in 2007, pulled over by Prince William County Police before our policy was in place. He was, we didn't know it then that he was an illegal immigrant, and he served his sentence for his the DUI. He was pulled over for DUI. And then again, in 2008, after we had our policy in place this time, he's pulled over for DUI again. And this time, Prince William County officials, per the policy, identified him as an illegal immigrant. He served his sentence. We put a couple of handcuffs on him, a pair of handcuffs on him, and we hand him over to ICE, as the policy mandates, for deportation. ICE picks him up, there he goes. He shows up again to kill the 3 nuns in 2010. Now, how is it that this guy is back in the country? Was it a mistake? Was it that he was deported and came back through our porous border to the south? No. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the Obama administration, released him back into our community without telling us. And worse yet, without even telling our police department that they have released this dangerous criminal illegal alien. So there's a study that's done to determine, conducted by the Department of Homeland Security. Jen Napolitano says, we're going to find out what the problem is, who's responsible for this guy being released. Well, this study's completed. We're going to keep the results of that study secret. Gee, I wonder why. And the reason is that they found out what the problem was. It's themselves. This was not a mistake by some low-level bureaucrat at the Department of Homeland Security. This is not some mistake by somebody working at Immigration and Customs Enforcement. This is the policy of the Obama administration to release criminal illegal aliens back into our communities after they clearly show a clear threat to our public safety. And to make matters even worse, and this is really going to blow your mind, they gave him, knowing that he was an illegal immigrant, an employment authorization card. He took that federal employment authorization card and obtained a valid Virginia driver's license. The Obama administration is essentially practicing amnesty by fact. It's doing it right now. And that is why we need to do a couple of things. One, we need to adopt Prince William County policy. It works. We need to adopt it not just throughout Northern Virginia, but everywhere across the Commonwealth. Because we know that when they leave Prince William County and went to other jurisdictions, those other jurisdictions, according to the report issued by UVA, the crime rates went up in those jurisdictions. There was at the same time we had a 46.7% decrease in aggravated assaults in Prince William. We had a 70% increase in neighboring Loudoun County. So what is on your chair is, if you would please, sign the online petition. If you don't want to go online, you want to fill out the card and send it in or hand it over to us today. This would support extending Prince William County's policy, asking the General Assembly in this coming session to adopt the crackdown on illegal immigration throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia. The next thing that has to happen is this: we've got to hold everybody's feet to the fire in Congress. And I'm not just talking about Democrats, folks. There's a lot of weak sister Republicans out there too, who don't want to touch this issue for various reasons. They're afraid of it, and in some cases, they've got business interests in support of illegal immigration. So all these freshman congressmen who have just been elected, especially them, we've got to let them know that we're watching them. They've got to properly fund ICE. They have to make sure that we have enough detention center space to hold illegal aliens until they're deported, not to release them back into our neighborhoods. So those are the two major things we need to do. And there's one very positive thing that I think is going to happen in January once Republicans take control of the House of Representatives. I've spoken to Steve King. He's the congressman. He's going to be the chairman of the House Subcommittee for Immigration. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. We have asked, just 3 days ago, we sent in a FOIA request to the federal government, Prince William County did, saying, why was it that Montana was really, you didn't report the results of the study to us? We want to know. And more than that, we want to find out what the disposition is of all of those 3,000 illegal immigrants that we identified. We had our officers risk their lives to apprehend them. We handed them over to you on a silver platter. What did you do with them? Did you release them, or did you deport them? We want to know that information. Now, I expect that what we're going to get is a piece of paper that looks like this with a whole bunch of black lines through it. Redacted, redacted, redacted. They're going to give us garbage for information. And that's okay, because what I would like to do is get, and I've been speaking to the congressman about this, and that is, we need to issue a congressional subpoena to Janet Napolitano and DHS, demanding all of that information, not just for Prince William County, but for every community across the United States. We want the identities of every single illegal immigrant who's been apprehended and what their disposition is by ICE. Were they released? And if so, whose neighborhood are they living in? You have a right to know whether the federal government has released a dangerous criminal illegal alien back into your neighborhood. You have a right to know that, and you know what we're going to find, and this is according to a source at ICE. We're going to find that that number is somewhere between 1 and 2 million illegal immigrants who are criminals, who have been released by your government back into your neighborhood. So with that, on that positive note, we'd be happy to take any questions. Thanks a lot, everybody.